Let's rock. Let's kick it. Hey, James, how you doing? You were Abacadabra want to come up tonight? I wasn't going to go on tonight, but I want to get a little longer screws to finish off this bed, so I was going to go to bed early. And then I thought, let's kick it. You and Abacadabra can come up if you want. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? No, my first lesson Thursday. I've been reading books on it and stuff like that. They say don't read too much, though. Don't practice before your lesson. That's what they told me. Cousin back again. The guy told me at the place that one of the main problems they've had is trying to untrain people to try to learn on their own. That's what he told me. Yeah. So I thought I'd come on a little bit and party. Yeah, I'm a little too tired to read. I didn't really feel like listening to music. I thought, I'll go on chat. I called Stephanie actually, and she went to bed early, but she said she'd come on. I said, no, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Oh, Richard Carpenter. Oh, okay, Baldwin, huh? Yeah, I got a Roland. I mean, as good as I'll ever be, I could probably, it doesn't really matter what kind of guy. I read quite a bit. I kind of talked myself out of buying one, a used one, because of what I read. And then I went in there just one day, stopped in there. The guys, they're all like super religious people. Not that that means anything, but I mean, these guys walk the walk. I mean, no bullshit. They've been in business since 1955, and now no negative reviews. And that's really what kind of sold me on them. And once I saw that, and I went in there and talked to him, the guy's the sweetest guy. It reminds me of Alan Alda, the salesman guy. And he basically confirmed. He said, "You want to spend at least $2,000 on a weighted key digital piano. Other than that, it's a speaker issue, blah, blah, blah." So here's what happened. So they had a sale. Yeah, I know. $500 off. And Roland came out with a new model, and it hasn't changed at all. They haven't done one other thing. As a matter of fact, what they did is they don't include the bench in it anymore, the seat. So I got the seat with mine, $500 off. It was a floor model, but they're not really played. They're just, for you to look at, assembled. And honestly, I thought about it, and considering they're good reviews, and I don't want to screw around, I'm really going to give a good stab at this to try and learn how to play the piano. And I didn't want to come across as cheap. Hey, you know what? I bought my piano somewhere else, used. So I'm sure I could have got a better deal, cheaper deal. But I found out in reading about these used digital pianos and stuff like this, organs, that a lot of them have a shelf life. You can't get parts for them. And keys, all sorts of stuff, especially Yamahas, believe it or not. So there were two things. One, they had a good reputation. Two, I could get everything done there. 2-year warranty. I can trade up too within 2 years to get a better one. I can get my lessons there. I'm in Augusta all the time anyway. It wasn't worth, let's say if I'd unturned every stone and beat the bushes and spend a week, I'd have maybe got it $500 cheaper somewhere. So, and maybe not. So it was $3,700, $300 to get it delivered. They talked me out of doing it myself. I'm kind of glad they did. The guy was telling me horror stories of people. I was just going to put it in the back of my Honda. He said, once they're assembled, I mean, you really want to try to not jar them on their side. And when they're brought out here, assembled by the company, they're vertical. I think it's true. I mean, so nevertheless, for like $3,800, I have my new piano. And I'm, as I said, had my first lesson Thursday. Half-hour lessons once a week. And I've got a recommended book. You know, I've been reading a lot about classical music. Not that that does anything at all for helping you learn the piano. I don't think it does. But, you know, that was a main reason why I did it. I wanted to like understand notes. I don't know anything about it. Progression, root notes, that kind of thing. So give it a try. And I wanted to stay home more, man. I'm just screwing around all the time. Like I love driving around, looking at new things. And this hopefully will ground me a little more. And I'll, get up, practice every day for a little bit. And my life's changed so much moving down here in so many ways. Can't believe that I live in Georgia, taking piano lessons. It's crazy. Don't even believe it's real. Go to Athens all the time, Augusta all the time. I know a bunch of people everywhere. And there you have it. And we're gonna doing a lot better chats rather than just going on, bullshitting around. Gonna get some like guests. I'm looking for ideas. Anybody you know would like to be interviewed. I'll pay for interviews too. Somebody interesting. Somebody's got a beef. Thought they got a raw deal someplace. And I see. Here's this beta thing. Let me try this. They've changed this quite a bit since I let it expire back around Christmas. And, there's a few new things. And there's things that show comments on stage. Now, can you guys see the comments? I wonder if you can't see those with banners. I'm not really sure of that. They got style, media assets, settings. Let me look on here. Audio recording. And layouts, guests see viewer comments and past. Guests can stream this to their own destinations. Oh, play a sound when guest enters. Yeah, that's a good idea. Camera, I got that. So I think that's, only below. Okay. You can't see them on, I don't know if you're watching on StreamYard directly or YouTube. YouTube, you probably can. Share your referral link. Well, I did that already. And that's about it. Wonder if I take away these banners and stuff that matters. Oh, yeah. See them on the right? Yeah, now I can see them. Yeah, see them on the right? They look too small for me to read. Can you read them? Oh, YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah, comments, banners, media assets. Look at that media. It's just, I could spice it up a little bit. This is fine. Now the damn comment. Oh, here they are. Okay, good. Oh, okay, good. Did you see that Musk is already talking shit about Trump since he left? I knew that was going to happen. I mean, they're trying to paint it as an amicable split, just a difference of philosophy. I think it's a lot more than that. It's probably a shouting match. I see that father and daughter out in Maine that were hiking. They found him dead today, and they can't find her, which isn't a good sign. They were trying to scale some summit in Maine. It sucks. Too bad. Probably out of shape, unprepared. And I'm sure at any elevation at all in Maine this early, it's cold. I've done that before. I got dropped off in Alaska for a whole 3 months almost. I didn't see anybody the whole time. And I'll tell you, man, it's one thing sitting here talking about it, thinking you like to do it. It's another thing doing it. I made a big mistake committing to that long of a time. But it was expensive to get up there. I figured I'd give it one good shot. I really hadn't read any negative things about it. Yeah, I think they will, Bruce. Yeah, I think they will. And I shouldn't have done it. I mean, like a lot of things, I look back and I encourage anybody to go to Alaska, but I don't know that I'd do that. I've been everywhere in Alaska. And I liked it. It truly is the last frontier, but I'll probably never go back. I actually, it's crazy enough. I thought about going to Barrow, Alaska around Christmas. It's like $2,000 to get there, 30 or 40 below zero, nothing to do. I like those snowed in, crazy places. Now, last year, actually, I could have done that in a lot of places in the States. But, we had quite a dry spell as far as snow anywhere for a long time. I mean, you used to be able to go out. I was out in Deadwood, South Dakota. They got 22 inches one night. I was up in Copper Harbor, Michigan one time. They got 23. I was on the Canadian side of Glacier National Park one time. They got 30. So I've been a few places where they really got buried. But it just wasn't really happening. Yeah. So that's that. Any of you guys buy baseball cards or comics? Yeah, it's sad. But my point is, like, if you go out in places like that, well, it happens to people all the time up in Isle Royale. You better be in really good shape, be experienced, and it's a whole new ball game carrying a backpack. It's not just a walk in the park, especially when you're going uphill and it gets hot. It's a whole new way of conditioning yourself. And I'm sure when that father and daughter were up there that there's a point where things are not looking good. And it's sobering. Things are, you don't really think you're going to die, and then it becomes a possibility. Oh, he did. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, okay. I got a buddy of mine's a huge baseball card collector. But he buys like crazy collections, 200, 300, 400 grand. He just got fucked on a big pallet of comics he bought on an auction somewhere. He asked me if I knew anybody that collected in the comics. They're nothing great. I know he's got a couple cards worth like 200 grand. But if you see, there's people paying millions for some of these cards. I don't get it. Doesn't really interest me at all. And these Pokemon is even crazier. Nuts what they go for dollar-wise. Nuts. I should have checked. I don't know if Mark was going on tonight. I forgot to check. He hasn't been going on too much. He's doing a lot of practicing with this band and stuff. Look here. I think he's tired now. He's been on 10 days. Crazy. YouTube doesn't do me any favors either. I mean, my notices don't go. I don't really care, though, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't get mad about it. I think it's like, all they do is tell you about building a channel, which I don't care about either. So that's why it doesn't really bother me. But it just ticks me off that they advertise things that they have no intention of following through on. I mean, they don't want guys like me anymore. That's okay. And as I said before, I've looked at other platforms, and they're just not that great. There's YouTube and nothing else. I was hoping somebody come out and compete with YouTube, but I tried a few, over the years, and they're just terrible. It takes forever to upload. Search engines are terrible. They want to charge you. Yeah, it's just not even close. I just rather put up with bullshit at YouTube. Oh, ham radio antennas, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I know. I don't know why I haven't got in. I got a drone. I never fly it. Yeah, ham radio. My dad was in that. He didn't talk, but he listened. And I know they've really loosened up the rules. I am going to start breeding longhorn cattle. My deal is to bring back, like a lot of things they've done. They've selective breeding. They're trying to get the longest horns and the different colors and that kind of thing, where there's a group out there that tries to take indigenous animals and bring back the original genetic pool as best they can. They selectively breed back to what they were before these designer breeds and these attempts to breed, gigantic horns and these hybrid colors. That's what I want to do. I'm not really I'm not really for that at all in anything. I mean, I couldn't even in good conscience breed fantail guppies because of that. I think it's just stupid, man. I don't want to say it's a crime against nature, but just selectively breeding fish for colors and long tails. It's like, I mean, that's not cool. They already ruined plenty of dogs because of that. Miniature greyhounds, as an example. They were actually a true greyhound that was actually shrunk down. Just a nightmare medically. They have more problems than anything when they get old. Even when they're young, they do. Mutts are the, genetic diversity. It's the way to go. I mean, look what happens to people when they interbreed. It's no different with animals, except that, you don't get arrested and you don't get to go on soft white underbelly. Yeah, Texas Longhorns are really cool. They're docile. I'm not going to butcher them. I like this genetic stuff. And honestly, every time I cut grass, I only cut about 10 acres. It just doesn't make sense to me to cut grass. I think it's stupid. Just riding around in circles, cutting grass. I mean, it's such a waste of time. So every time I'm out there, I'm thinking of something that could roam around and eat it. And that's a combination of things: the interest in genetics, bringing back an original species, being part of that. They're super cool to have around. And they can eat this grass instead of me just sling metal blades around. It's stupid. Yeah, that's my thinking. They get along with cattle, other animals, the whole bit. I mean, I can see why people have an interest in miniature donkeys. They have miniature longhorns too, but to me, that's just I'm not doing that. I mean, it's cool, but I know better. Vultures are doing good. The babies ought to be taking flight in the next I'd say about 2 weeks. They're about 90% feathered. Just a little bit of down left. They're running up and down alongside of the house, flapping their wings, getting ready to go. They jump up and on and off the porch all the time, flapping their wings. Yeah, name it a ranch. Yeah, it's a good idea. Black Vulture Ranch. Vulture Ranch. Yeah, so that's cool. I got a few things. I got this old antique rosewood bed, and these slats you put the sides into the headboard. It kept falling out, and I did some tonight. It's 90% better, but I think I'm gonna screw the slats down in the bed too, where the box mattress goes, just so I don't need to worry about it, because I have to move that bed if I go to get a book on the top shelf, and the way it is now, it gets loose, and I've got these miniature casters on the wheels, and once it gets loose, the slats start to fall out. It's just a pain in the ass. So I'm basically ratcheting it down good where that can't happen anymore, and I don't need to worry about it. And I wasn't going to screw the slats into the bed frame, but it's really no big deal. You can't see it. It's one screw on each side, so what? And then that'll really be solid. I just trimmed all those boards tonight to fit perfectly. But like I said, when you twist that rectangle a little bit, it opens up enough for those boards to start to fall out, because those slats on the headboard open up. Yeah. Well, actually, locking the wheel helps not to move it, but my interest is moving it when I need to get some books, and that's where the problems start. Yeah, once it's in place and locked, if I never had to move it, it'd be fine. But the problems happen when you unlock the wheels and you go to move it. I didn't think the wheels, these casters are perfect. They slide great in this polished concrete floor, but they still want to slide off the caster. And it, like I said, it allows that rectangle shape to move a little. And when I do this last thing, it's not going to be able to move no matter what. Yeah. I'm going to go over to Hilton Head Thursday after my piano lesson. I don't know if you guys followed that murder or not. The guy, the attorney, his kid, a girl got killed in a boat accident, and then it was all downhill after that. And he got convicted of killing his son and his wife. I go through that town all the time. You just wouldn't think that that guy would have made that kind of living out of that place. I mean, it looks like ghetto, really. Not that many people. But I cut through there a lot. I cut through there last time. That's why I uploaded some videos of, buildings around there that were in that trial, mainly his old law firm. Yeah. It's a guy I go over and buy meat from over that IG over in Washington, Georgia. They got this program, these independent grocers. When your sales slacking, all you got to do is call the distributor, because that's part of a franchise kind of. I think it's a co-op. I'm not really sure. But when you call them and you demonstrate that your sales are dipping, they will send a whole team of people out there to totally reprice things, restock things, do minor repair for free. They started yesterday. They'll be there through Thursday. They have 32 people there working full time. All real nice. I think it'd be a nightmare running one of those. Fresh produce, meat. No thanks. That guy's been working there since he was 16. He's 82, the owner. No, shit, he owns probably 100 buildings. No, not really. No, they're kind of like, it will be. It's just got to get in line. Getting a bunch of other buildings redone. He bought another bank too, right across the street. Those banks are cool. That area is like slowly coming up. He bought that big factory, a Dollar General, weighing a 205. Yeah, 205, yeah. Yeah, I gained back about 10 pounds. I got to, I haven't worked out in a couple months, man. On top of my elbow was like hurting, man. I couldn't even like unscrew a peanut butter jar. And I haven't been able to for like up until about a week ago, and it still bothers me a little. I don't know what the hell is wrong. Getting old, I guess. I do wear 34 size pants, same I wore in high school. So I went down 2 inches in my waist. Yeah, sexy tellers, man. They got one in the bank in Crawfordville. It's super cute. I think it probably is, yeah. I'm not really sure. If I take a couple ibuprofen, it works. Where I'd really noticed it is unscrewing something. You know, like doing like that. And I notice it when I pick up bags, those feed, when I go get grain and stuff at Tractor Supply, and I'm throwing those 50-pound bags into the back. There's this motion, not when I grab it, right between grabbing it and placing it in the bed. Not crazy. It's not like, God, I can't do this anymore. It hurts too bad. But I do notice it. But it is better too. Yeah. Yeah, it probably is tendonitis. Yeah, I see. I read a good article in Oxford American Magazine last night. They're trying to get a union in the Dollar Generals in Louisiana. Yeah, I mean, the article, they're criticized. They call it country capitalism. They're criticized for taking advantage of people, their employees, exploiting the prices in areas where people are poorly served. I mean, it wasn't exactly a flattering article about the place. I mean, I go there too. I don't know how yours is, but the ones around here are always a mess. Just boxes piled in the aisles. Half the time you can't get to something. Shit laying all over the place. But I think it's because, their prices are cheaper. And for the things that they carry, I mean, there's not that much. It's not like a Walmart size. So you stock all this shit by noon and it's gone by 4:00. So you move it in the aisle to, you want the shelf spot. It's got to be something like that. Yeah. Hey, Cosmic, how you doing? Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot better live streams. Probably less fucking around and, really talk about some decent subjects. I'd like to get some, I'm going to get some trans people on here. I want to get some retired porno movie stars. I'd like to get some, like, people that are on death row, that kind of stuff. Yeah, anybody you guys know, I'll pay people to come on too. You guys know any, like, or people that are really getting hosed someplace, really getting the fucking. Yeah, I don't really like those. I went to one, but it wasn't that great. But yeah, any you guys got any, like, people? Let me know. Someone's getting ripped off or bad contract or whatever. I am going to put some videos up of that contractor that I hired to do this place. There's some good things he did and some bad, and I'm going to put them both up. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. I'm not that motivated to do it, Yeah, it's really hard, There's a lot of people that think it's a good idea and they want to do it. And a lot of people are camera shy. They just don't want to come on. I don't know why. You don't need to show your face either. I mean, it's better if you do, but it's not necessary. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. See if she wants to do it. Lives in a school bus. Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, these, I got 100 off because they kept fucking up my appointments. I get there and the guy wasn't there. It's like, why don't you try calling people? I know I'm coming out here. I guess his girlfriend got in a wreck. I don't know. I'd say they're good. They're not perfect. And I got a follow-up exam in August. I already called them. They said, well, tell us about it when you get there, which I'll do. I notice it's at one distance I can see clear out of they're trifocals, the top right, and I see the clearest out of the top right and the middle left. Well, of course, they don't sit on your face like that. That's one issue. And like, here's a little bit of an issue too. And when I go in a bookstore, if I'm looking way out, no problem. If I'm looking like 6 feet, no problem. No, I'm not going to do a carport or garage. No, but I'm not into cars at all. I mean, I don't give a fuck about them. There was a time that I would have been, but we get a lot of shade here. I park close to the house. I mean, it's just, no, I probably won't. I will put a cover for the Texas Longhorns, but I don't really care about cars. I don't care what happens to it, to tell you the truth. I don't, my F-150, which I still have, and I don't think I've washed either one of them ever. And the one, that Astrovan, I think I washed that twice in 20 years. I use them just for transportation. I don't care about nicks, dings, none of that shit. It's just, I was not like that for a long time. Oh, okay. Oh, good for you. Oh, I forgot to check that StreamYard today, if you could use it or not. You look right now. See if you could. Let's see here. How many accounts can 2 channels use one StreamYard account? Because it is kind of expensive. See, this says, yes, 2 channels can use one StreamYard account. But I think they mean that if we were doing the same stream at the same time together. Connect your channels. You will have to connect your desired channels to StreamYard. Let you stream to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, all at the same time. See, I don't know that's the same. I'll look into it more tomorrow. I forgot to do it today. From Ford? Oh, you're talking about Yeah Man? Oh, that'd be cool. Underwater June mural show. Yeah, I'd do it. You got to get a GoPro, man. They're cheap. And I can tell you how to use it on the phone. Waterproof, take great pictures, great videos, time lapse, star lapse, all that stuff. Yeah, I haven't talked to him. Next time I do, though, I'll mention it. Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's really heavily messing around with toys, going to toy shows and stuff now. He's got some guy that was kind of taking over his channel for a while. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, you can stream on multiple platforms, but that's different than, what I hoped you could do, and that is I give you my password and email, and you just log in and use it when I'm not using it. That'd be cool. Yeah. YouTube's okay if it's just you and you're not having guests up. But other than that, it's a pain in the ass, especially if you're using a phone. Yeah, might as well. I notice a lot of people too don't ever pay for StreamYard like I do. I'm not sure why. Like Mark doesn't. I don't think Michelle ever did. I don't know how they get away with that. Yeah, it's cooling off nice. What is it? 72 now. Yeah, that's good. Well, I had my first lesson Thursday, and all I did was mess around with it. It shows you how ignorant I mean. I knew I needed a piano, right? And it's not like I went around and I knew I was going to get a digital piano. And it's not like I went around looking, for all the features because, I didn't know anything about them. And, I knew I needed a piano. And so, I ordered this one, but it's like a full synthesizer too. You can push this button and play all these string instruments and stuff. It's kind of cool. So I haven't played it at all. They told me not to. They said, don't be banging around on it. Maybe turn it on, see if it works, but don't learn any bad habits. You want to start out the right way. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Everything else I learned bad habits in. So I'm, for once in my life, actually trying to start the way they told me to. Yeah, but the limited features must be pretty good because they have people come up and talk and everything else, but I'm not really sure why I ended up signing up on that. There's got to be some glitch, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'll record my playing. Yeah, you don't want to see that, believe me. I can't play anything, just like nothing. I mean, I fooled around with the keys the other day, which I thought was pretty cool. And I just like I said, I take my first lesson Thursday. I'm terrible. And another thing too, it's like, I listen to a lot of classical music and like these world-class kick-ass guys, women too. And it just is like, to me, it's more unbelievable than watching like a great athlete, like a Tom Brady or LeBron James, that somebody could play a piano like that. I wouldn't even think you could like do it. And these people memorize all these piano songs. It's like not crazy, man. I'm talking about like world-class, legit, kick-ass players. They don't make that much money, most of them. It's crazy. You can't give away classical music in the United States. I mean, I just bought 1,100 for $220 a couple months ago, and I go to record stores all the time and just buy. Like last night, I bought like some killer box sets, $8 each, $6 each, nuts. Oh yeah, I think you should. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, any instrument really, but if you pay attention to music, you'll see that a lot of people, like Eddie Van Halen, started out in the piano, which you learn about chords and all that kind of stuff. Something new, and it's supposedly good for your brain. God knows I need the help there. My motto is less porn, more piano. I really haven't been watching porn like I used to. I find myself, I guess my brain's maturing finally. Getting old, maybe. But I don't want to scroll around waste that much time looking around. I get bored with it quick. Yeah, I think you could play it. The big trick is 88 keys, weighted keys, 88 of them. Yep. 88 keys. It's cool. Just like, there's a certain way you hold your arms, let the weight of your arm help you push the key, that kind of thing. Instead of just banging out with your finger. I almost ordered this thing that lays on top of the keys, kind of weighted. It shows you which keys they are. But I didn't because maybe they don't like you doing that when you're learning, like cheating. But I'll tell you one thing. I mean, like at this place I go, there's people like with PhDs in piano. There's people that still work full-time jobs that play for symphonies, that work full-time other jobs with PhDs in like piano. It's crazy. And but I've talked to people that have degrees in it. And I'll say, hey, do you think you could fill in like at the Augusta Symphony or something? It's like, absolutely not. They still play every day an hour or two. They think it'd take them a year to get up to speed, and they probably still wouldn't cut the mustard in an audition. That's how good they are. These top-notch players. I mean, that's just, you watch them do that, man. It's so smooth and stuff. God. Oh, you like that, Queen? Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. And when you look at piano as like an academic pursuit, like classical music, the people that, you grow up listening to and you think, wow, they're really great piano players. They're not. They're entertainers. Jerry Lee Lewis, Billy Joel, Elton John, Liberace. They're good. They're not great. Certainly not classical orchestra symphony caliber. Not even close. Yeah. But it's hard to believe when you like get into this stuff. And what I've realized in a relatively short time is it's like everything, right? Like art, which of course music is a form of art. It's that person's interpretation of the music, that their flair. Music means nothing on paper until somebody plays it, and people play it differently. Yeah, different variations. And that's what people look for. Oh, did you contact? Oh, cool. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, it's absolutely true, Constance. Yeah, there's a song. I had it written down. I didn't look it up. I don't get depressed like I used to, but I didn't want to listen to it. They say it like guarantees depression. I thought, fuck that. I'm not listening to that. But you're right. That's exactly right. It creates emotion. Oh, Stand By Me. Yeah, that'd be a good one. But you look at Beethoven, Mozart, Bach, all those guys, Wagner, shit, man, these guys are like off the charts. Can't even believe they can do it. Alfred Brendel is still alive. He didn't come from a musical family either. Just like insane how these people can play. Suzuki. There's another classical music, huge in Germany, Austria, in Japan. You go on YouTube and you look at like the classical music that seems for one reason or another to hold a lot of value. You'll see a lot of it's for sale in those places. You see some in the United States, not much. And if it's something good, you'll see quite often the bids are for people in those countries. They really appreciate it. I mean, it's so bad in this country that most symphonies are run as nonprofit, just like a museum. And then you got Kid Rock making $20 million a year. It's just mind-boggling. Yeah, I can't figure it out. Well, I can figure it out because even like if I'm tired, lazy, having a few beers, just want to lay on the couch outside and listen to stuff, I don't want to listen to classical music. I want that when I'm not dead tired, want to appreciate the music, listen to it, try and differentiate an interpretation from other people that I listen to. I take notes. And I don't do any of that when I'm listening to Alice in Chains, Ambrosia, Men on Earth, none of that. That's just all. It's like the difference between learning a book and taking notes. and scrolling around YouTube and just watching, 15 seconds here, 30 seconds there, that kind of thing. I mean, classical music I appreciate in a different kind of way, and it isn't necessarily the level of entertainment I get by listening to, let's say, top 40. And you'll never see me like driving down the expressway with Beethoven's Fifth pegged out. It's weird, isn't it? I don't really care for blues. O2 Live Crew. Hey Sharon, how you doing? Oh yeah, I'll check that out. Thank you. Yeah, it's so different too, Yeah, I love Nutshell. Yeah, that's my favorite band actually. I don't think they were the best band. I think Led Zeppelin was or is. Yeah, I thought Alice in Chains was just like fantastic. I like Nirvana too, but not as much. I see that Heart just got a bunch of their musical instruments stolen while they were in Atlantic City. A bass, I think it was a ukulele or a mandolin, something else. And, in Alice in Chains, I thought their whole album was good. It wasn't like... And, the funny thing about classical music, although, I haven't been doing it that long. Like, I know, like, Beethoven's Fifth and stuff like that. But a lot of it, man, if you started playing it, I wouldn't know who the hell it is. I know it would be good and it sounds good, but shit, I don't know. I mean, you could take, like, the majority of those songs and just have one of these people play it, and it's like, got me. Oh, you like that, huh? Yeah, and I listen to like, I just bought a Heavy D CD I saw when I was looking for classical music. I listened to Brad Ambrosia, Janice Ian, Phoebe Snow. Stuff like that. It's kind of fun. But I listen to more classical music, It's more of a understanding the music and stuff like that. And just being in awe. I think it's the crowd, too, the people that are involved in it. It's not a bunch of dopers, druggies, conflict, drama, bullshit. It's just like decent, quiet people, very determined. Nobody's rolling their Lamborghini upside down, driving the wrong way in the expressway drunk. It's just different. It's the difference between, French finishing school and a mosh pit. And I'm not saying they're better in any way. It's just different. Practically all those events at a symphony are got to wear a suit, which is probably why I'll never go to one. I mean, I like the idea of going to them, but I mean, it's 10 times easier to listen to them at home. One thing that I'm a little mixed up about, and that is these high-end quality stereo systems. You read that it's not that big a difference, particularly with CDs and DAC and the quality of the speakers and what have you. Turntables, receivers. I mean, some of this shit is just insane what it sells for. And I can't believe there's a market for it and people are paying that if there isn't a major difference. But you can spend 50 grand on a pair of speakers. I'd like to hear them. I will tell you this. I have one on YouTube and I've searched around for some of these things. Let's say a $10,000 system. It sure sounds pretty damn good to me. Now, I read one article on Sound where they talked about what some high-end audio does, particularly DAC decks, to clean up a digital signal and turn it into analog. That they accuse these high-end audio people sometimes. Bose is good, like, for somebody that doesn't know anything, that really thinks they're upgrading. but it's not high end in any way. It's not. It's just you're guaranteed you're not buying rock bottom junk. But when you listen to some of these, like a $10,000 system, it sure sounds good. But anyway, some of these sound engineers say that what high-end audio fidelity creates, is a fake sound that is ridiculously clean, that doesn't represent music if you heard it live. And there's definitely an element of truth to that. I mean, it's gotten better, but I can remember never buying live albums because they sounded terrible compared to one that was done in the studio. And it got me thinking. I mean, all of a sudden you get this $50,000 pair of speakers and $20,000 receiver and turntable, and you're hearing this super clear, like, wow, hearing every instrument perfect. That's not how you'd hear it if they were playing. So is that better? You know what I mean? Great. I don't like that stuff on my head. I don't like wearing things, listening to them. I don't know why. I just don't. I got a couple good pairs of headphones. I don't have any reason to, tone down my sound here either. Fujifilm, it's good. There's I think is it IFGA, a German film? I used to use 25 speed there. I mean, can you still buy that? Fujifilm XT50? Yeah, I used to use some of that real high resolution film. And I know some of it was Fuji because I remember when I quit doing some stuff, I didn't want it to go bad, and I sent it to a guy in New York. Yeah, Dolby. You mean Dolby, Dolby? Yeah. I don't even see that around too much anymore. I don't know whether it's gotten better or what. Oh, it's new? This XT50? It's new? No, I haven't used film in like forever, but I did use some pretty good high-end, there were some Fuji. I remember it was green and in a kind of opaque case. No, I haven't shot film and shit. I don't even have a film camera anymore. Well, I do have a couple medium format. So if it's new, to answer your question, no. No, I've done that before. Yeah, I did that before. I did mine up in Kodiak, but at a different place because that's a lottery system. You got to, hey, Tweety, how you doing? You got to have a lottery system to go there. You just can't show up. I don't know if you know that or not, but there's a lot of places that you can go watch bears. My opinion for what I do, Nikon, and that's just comparing them to like Canon and lens like that. I've always had Nikon equipment. I had one Hasselblad medium format a long time ago and sold it. My lenses are good, not great. I probably have like $10,000 worth of lenses. Nothing like super. Mainly where you get the expense is light gathering, and I don't really care because I like low light stuff. I'm willing to use a tripod, a timer, but I don't buy the like top notch crazy. I'm not spending 20 grand on a lens when I'm uploading it to YouTube, and nobody's watching it on a 4K screen anyway. No, I've been all over in Alaska. Oh, you'll avoid bear. I know people that have lived in Alaska and never saw a bear. You have to seek them out. Yeah, you'll probably never see one unless you go looking for them. I've been everywhere. Barrow, down through the Aleutian Islands, all over in the interior, all along the coast. It's great. It's truly the last frontier. Cruises are great. Zeiss, great. I do have a couple Zeiss lenses for 2 Sony mirrorless cameras. Really, that I haven't used that much. Yeah, I've got a couple Sony mirrorless cameras with some Zeiss lenses. I bet I haven't used them 20 times. I should, but I just haven't. I know all the settings that I'm familiar with for the kind of stuff that I do. I've just been lazy about learning these Sonys. Yeah, I like that too. No, it's interesting. World music. Yeah, you can get that on They have a digital thing you can listen to. Yeah, it's interesting. Have you really? Wow. Oh, okay. Oh, good for you. When you went, who did you use to fly around up there? Did you use Roland? The two guys out of Kodiak? Yeah, I have been in every state. Yeah. Yeah. Because I saw those nature. Yeah, I would. I would. There's so many good cameras out there. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't be fooling around changing lenses and all that kind of. As long as you're not printing large, you can get away with anything really. And even if you're like uploading to YouTube or you're going to watch it digitally on a screen, shit, you don't need an expensive camera. Yeah, I did mine because there are certain things I wanted to get close to, and I like low light, and I liked airplanes. I like taking pictures of animals, but not as much as you think. For as much as I like them, I'm not sitting around for 6 months in a tent to watch two rare frogs fuck on a lily pad. Not happening. Yeah, it is mind-blowing. Most people don't know. It's just like Adobe, Photoshop. You don't need them. No, you don't. There's a million cameras. You set it on automatic. That's all you. And they're getting better and better and better. Oh, okay. 65. Oh, okay. Bummed. Yeah, there's better cameras out there now anyway. They've gotten cheap too. I'll tell you, I think the best camera for the buck, if you're not printing a Nikon D800, you can get them cheap. And if you are printing or you think you want to print, Nikon D850, I've got 3 of them, I think. One of them's totally dedicated for infrared photography. Canon's good too. I just have kind of stuck with Nikon. My opinion, I think it holds its value better. Oh, okay. Yeah, but there's a lot of handheld good cameras now. There's some of those. They're like $1,900, $2,000. I'll look them up for you if you want what I would get. I wouldn't fuck around though with single lens reflex. This shit's heavy. I got great photos of bears. 25 feet from mama, baby. I got the negative somewhere in the transparencies. I'd be glad to make you a copy of them. I did it with a couple from Switzerland. It was on the same thing I was on. Sent them a copy. Like, no big deal. I like bears. I've seen them. It's been there, done that. Yeah, I'd probably never do it again. I thought it was cool, but I don't care about it that much. Any of that stuff. Eagles, all that shit. Oh, nature friendly. Yeah, there's a ton of things out there now. If you're not really into photography, I'm old school too. I'm just kind of like hooked up with these SLRs, even though I have 2 Sonys mirrorless that I haven't used much. They make killer cameras too. The thing that you're going to want though up there, which is going to be hard to do in an all-in-one, is you're going to need some distance that you're only going to get with a good telephoto lens, and you don't want a noise. You'll see these in digital telephoto lenses are shit. I never use the digital except if I'm just fucking around, trying to get a picture of a star or something. But I would never use it for something that I wanted to, keep. Oh, you really like that, huh? I met Timothy Treadwell the year before. Him and his girlfriend were eaten alive. Yeah, I got a lot of cool oil life, but it's pretty basic and it's the same thing. It's nothing like great. Oh, okay. Oh, lens, yeah. Yeah, I would, are you interested in getting like good close-ups of bears? Great, nice guy. He reminds me of you. He reminds me of James, kind of. Nice. Really nice guy. Yeah, we were both waiting for different airplanes. Yeah, he didn't tell us. No, well, we were just sitting around waiting for the guys to take us to. He was going to his place. He wasn't, he wasn't famous yet, and I was waiting for my guy to get me. Later on, I went to the guy's. He had a seaport, but that time they were actually picking me up in a car at the airport, not an airplane. But that's where they told me to meet him. Yeah, he was warned though. I mean, going into wintertime, he got away with it. It's like all things, right? Riding a motorcycle drunk, whatever. Finally caught up to him. I feel bad for the girlfriend. She got eaten alive too. But, she knew what the score was up there. Should have had some fucking bear spray. I mean, it doesn't work every time, but it's better than nothing. No, he was eaten. Yeah. They found his watch hanging out of the bear's ass. Yeah, no, they went to figure out why they hadn't heard from him, and that bear charged them and they killed it. Yeah, there's real good bear sprays and there's average ones. No, I've got some. I used to carry them around Detroit. The good one, you can't buy it in California. God forbid that you spray a guy trying to rob a bank. You may sting his eyes. Fucking weirdos out there. That shoots like 50 yards like a hose. That's the one you want. I would have 2 of those. Oh, there isn't any bear spray? See, Brooks Camp, I've never been there. So I'm not sure how that's set up. I think at Brook, they see people so much there that I don't think it's an issue. But if I was out on my own, which I've been quite a bit, I'd have fucking bear spray. Better believe I would. Yeah, grizzly bear, yep. Well, I think you got dumbasses out there that are there, and those bears are well fed. They're salmon up the ass. They're used to people. And you got some hillbilly up there with a couple of beers in him, and he thinks he's getting attacked, and the fucking thing's a half mile away. That would be my guess. I mean, look at these idiots out there trying to pet these buffalo in Yellowstone. I mean, you got every jack off in the world trying to take pictures of these wild animals. And it wouldn't surprise me at all what some idiot would do with bear spray, get in an argument with his wife and spray her because she brought him a root beer instead of a Pepsi. I mean, who knows? Yeah, she got eaten too. And she was there while he got eaten. Yeah, well, she wasn't going to do much. I think she told him to hit the bear in the head with a frying pan. Well, I know where to go. I'm sure that she was just absolutely petrified. She'd have got eaten if she took off, and hoping that she wasn't going to get eaten while she was there. No bear spray, no nothing. Fucking thing came back and ate her too. God, she must have been so damn scared. Oh, that is so awesome, Cosmic. Good for you. Oh yeah, they're so dumb. I've never seen that, but yeah, I get an alert all the time on an email at these idiots. I was out in Yellowstone one time. I didn't see it happen, but I've seen the video clip of a guy like over near a big pine tree, and you can see the buffalo trying to like get him, and he finally hooks him. An older guy from Illinois that killed him, hooks him and flings him up in the air about 25 feet. Now, these people are so fucking dumb. They're running around giving $1,000 tickets for that all the time now. They've even jailed a couple people. They get them under an animal harassment act. And I see over in Yellowstone, one of the geysers blew up that they didn't expect to. Blew hot water all over the place. Never happened before. Someday Yellowstone Park's going to go explode. That's a huge volcano. That's why all those hot pools and all that stuff are out there. Yeah, they say it's going to really go crazy someday. Oh, grizzlies can outrun a racehorse in a 100-yard dash. No, and now I've read a couple articles. I mean, I'm sick of the national parks. They're not what they used to be. They're super crowded. And now they say with all these Trump cuts that the bathrooms are dirty. A lot of stuff doesn't work. Yeah. I think it's more than 1,200 per square inch, isn't it? I think it's more. Because I think a pit bull bites around 900. Yeah, go as late fall as you possibly can. It's busy as hell there. It's so busy that you can't even like pull over and like go look at stuff because there's no place to park. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that, Lucid. Yep, I did. I ordered that book, by the way. He threw rocks in it, he said. Oh, wow, crush a bowling ball. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I love Glacier National Park, but that's a total nightmare. I'll tell you want to go to a fantastic place? The East Entrance to Yellowstone, Red Lodge, Beartooth Pass. Look it up. Even Charles Kuralt, who traveled all over doing, shows out of a motorhome, said it was the most beautiful place he'd ever seen in his life, and I kind of agree. These parks are marketed, and geologically, it's fantastic. You got these mineral pools, these buffalo run around, but it's not as anywhere near like as spectacular as going to the Sun Road or any of that kind of stuff. It's kind of plain. I mean, you got to drive your ass off in between sites. I didn't really care for Yellowstone that much. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I probably won't go to national parks anymore. I think they're a pain in the fucking ass. No, I never read those books. No, I never really read many books on that. It didn't interest me that much. I like remote places. For some reason, I like tourist places when nobody's there in the winter. Mackinac, Alaska. I've photographed as much as I could around all the national parks in the winter, whatever access I had. At Glacier, you can get up through up to Lake McDonald. That's it. They close that going to the Sun Road. Let me tell you, that's a short season out there. I think Beartooth Pass, last time I was through there, was 4 years ago, I think this September, and I couldn't get through there. I mean, they'll get fucking 10 feet of snow, like didn't even know it was coming. Roads are all closed for 3 days. Fucking pain in the ass. Glacier National Park's the same way. They'll open up like the second week in June and may close by the first week in September. It's a short season. Yeah, I've been to Big Bend. Actually, I damn near got struck by lightning there. I had hitchhiked down to Mexico and then hitchhiked back up through Big Bend. And a guy had picked me up, and we were staying in separate tents. And a lightning storm came through, and I had one of those double tents, where the condensation doesn't soak you. And a big bolt of lightning hit, and it scared me. And I got up, and I went out, and I stood up too early. And that damn pole scratched my back from like my neck all the way down to the middle of my back, bled through my shirt. And then it was hurt. And I was out there because it wasn't raining yet. And I had a bolt of lightning strike about maybe 25 feet. A second one, my damn ears rang for 2 weeks. It's a close call. Glacier's great, but I'll tell you, you really got to time it right. The summer is like insanely busy. And I got a $300 ticket there the last time for video and something, even though traffic was stopped. Motherfucker. These national parks never used to be like that. Now it's a source of revenue. The last time I was in Glacier National Park, they had like 20 park rangers pulled over on the side, just waiting to write people tickets for speeding. Yeah, no, it's a huge moneymaker. And by all means, do not get caught with marijuana in a national park. And let me tell you this too, you know this, but when you're in a federal park, those are federal laws. And that fucker that gave me that damn ticket, he was thinking of really double fucking me. And then he kind of felt, I don't know, he decided to give me a break. And I was actually going to have to go back and get arraigned for having a fucking camera on. It was going to be a 2-trip thing before my hearing for a $300 ticket for a camera being on while a vehicle was running, some shit like that. Anyway, and it was supposed to be like $800. He acted like he was giving me a deal. It wasn't going to go on my record. $300. I wouldn't need to come out there. It's like, fuck yeah. You know, he made it sound like I was getting this big deal. But do not, they will write you a ticket for anything in those parks now. Yeah, and remember, federal. That's a whole nother ball game when you get in some trouble, including these people that get in trouble fucking with these animals. Yeah, federal court's a whole nother ball game. You'll be going out there for pre-trials and hearings and bullshit for 3 years before you ever get your shot at telling your story. And attorneys want like 10 times as much to represent you in federal court as they do in state court. Oh, yeah, they do. They have super authority. Yeah, but don't be taking any marijuana or anything in there, man. They think nothing of nailing you for that. And all those, I shouldn't say all of them, but mainly all those nice hotels like in Glacier, Yellowstone are fucking ripoff. And I'll tell you another thing, too. Last time I was out in the west entrance to Yellowstone, when you're going there, make a reservation. You can't, at West Yellowstone, there's nothing around. I ended up paying like $420 for a fucking budget inn that I was lucky to get. Somebody canceled. But you can pay $550, $650 at a hotel around West Yellowstone, no problem, during the season. So plan ahead, get a reservation. You're not just going to pull in and get one. Not there. Not during the summertime. And you'll see this bullshit. You'll go on there. Oh, what are you talking about? $600 a night. I just went on internet. It was $69. Yeah, try and get one. Try and get one. That's during the middle of a fucking blizzard when it's 100 below zero and the roads are closed. Yeah, try and get that right. It's like all this other bullshit with airline tickets and what else. You know, they do the same thing in Savannah, Georgia. Oh, come stay on the water, you know, at the Hilton. Yeah, fucking $99. Yeah, right. Yeah. Not happening. You'll be next to an air conditioner with the windows taped shut and a blackout curtain you can't open. Yeah. Yellowstone in the fall is beautiful. And try to avoid the weekends. Seriously. It's crazy busy. And they're not bullshitting you. No one ever wins. That's true. No, that's exactly right. That's true. And they catch you pissing in the weeds or something. Fuck. You'd probably be on the sex offenders list. Don't do that shit. And when they have those signs, don't get off the trail, don't. They get all this rare shit that looks like the ugliest weed in the world that grows around those hot pools. And you're looking, oh, what's the big deal? You know, I got to piss like a motherfucker. You know, the bathrooms were broke. You know, I've had 19 cups of coffee because we got up early. Nobody's looking. Yeah. You wait till they got a lot of remote cameras out there too. You wait till you step on some of those ugly ass weeds that, you know, there's 9 of them left in the world. You know, they're crazy about that shit out there, which, you know, you're not, if they say don't go on there, but you're just thinking, you know, they don't want you going on there just because they don't want you going on there. You're not thinking it's some rare ass plant. I'll tell you where else you can get busted for shit like that too, is when a river runs dry. There's all sorts of crazy ass rules on rivers that have run dry and you walking on the bed. And I guarantee it's some felony. You're not going to have that problem, most likely, in, Colorado or Wyoming or any of those places during the summer. As a matter of fact, you got to be careful for those flash floods. You look in those parks, man, you'll go out there. It looks like it hasn't rained in 10 years. Looked like Death Valley. Then you'll get this crazy lightning storm and you'll have 2 feet of water and people are like drowning. I'm not shitting you. Look at flash floods in national parks. And there are places you'll go in there and they'll have signs, be careful for flash floods. Like flash floods. It's fucking 110 degrees, man. Dust flying up all over. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, believe me. watch out for it. When they talk about flash floods, that is no bullshit. You do not want to be getting caught in one of those areas. And there are certain areas, especially like around the Grand Canyon, shit like this. I'm talking about fucking 10 feet of water that wasn't there 3 hours ago. You'll be on the goddamn top of a 2-story building with like 8 hours before it sweeps your ass off and drowns you. I'm not kidding you. I've been out there when that stuff's happened. Take this stuff seriously. Yeah, you got to follow the rules. You sure do. But that flash flood shit, no bullshit. And when they have those signs up there about, be careful, unstable trail or something, that ain't no fucking bullshit. Unless you're in super good shape and you've done it with super good shoes and you're young, don't be fucking around the edges trying to get this once in a lifetime picture. Google it. People fall off those places all summer long. Canada and the United States. Trying to get on the edge and that shit crumbles away. You fall 500 fucking feet and you're quadriplegic. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to like keep you from going, but this isn't Toledo, Ohio. There's all sorts of shit that can take your ass out down there. Yeah, Darwin Award winners. Grand Canyon, that's cool too. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you see so much stupid shit on cruise ships, Tweety. There you got alcohol on top of it. People falling off the side. But the national park, same thing. And I don't know what it's like now, but my experience in going to the national parks, like over my lifetime, it was always mostly Asians and Germans for some reason. It's weird. You'd be sitting there looking over, looking out, taking a picture. Nobody'd be speaking English. Seriously, I'm not shitting you. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad, but it was really like that. You'd be in the lobby of the hotel. They're all talking foreign languages. Yeah, no, I believe it. Yeah, no, I did stupid shit like that too. I was at actually Big Bend National Park and had to have a park ranger come get me off a damn thing. I was, kind of knew this guy. We were hanging around together. He'd pick me up and I climbed like, on one of those rocks and I was afraid to move. I was yelling help. People called a park ranger and they came down and got me with a rope. I mean, they probably thought I was a big fucking pussy, but it actually seemed like I was going to slip down the front of that fucking thing going forward. I was like frozen solid, like scared, like sand under me, I'm like moving like a 1/16 of an inch at a time. Fuck, I was afraid to like move. Yeah. No, I believe it, man. It just pissed me off so bad. Yeah. No, people jump over the fences, take pictures. Just insane, man. Nuts. I'll tell you, I used to think like being a park ranger would be like a fun job. Fuck that. No, I don't think that anymore. Not with the internet and all these fucking clowns out there. They'll go out there like and get like their shirt, take it off like a bullfight in front of a buffalo. God damn. I mean, I know it's not like that on cruise ships, but I do know some from the ones that I see. It just looks like, those budget ones. Yours seem to be a little nicer, just like white trash getting drunk. I can't imagine going on one of those like rock cruises where they got old rock bands. Now, I wasn't hanging off a cliff. It was kind of like, rocks all over the fucking place. It wasn't like I didn't jump over a fence or anything like that. And I'm just up there crawling around. And like you can like see like forever, right? Big Bend has big, huge flash floods. Yet I just got on the top of this rock and I was like climbing down. Didn't look any big deal until I went to like scooch backwards. And it was like not very easy. It's like I wanted to like tip forward, felt like. And it was like sandy and gravelly. I was afraid to like move. Oh, are they really? Yeah, I was afraid to move. So I just yelled and the people came and a park ranger came. And that fucker just didn't walk down there and say, what the hell are you doing? He came down there on a rope. It wasn't far either, like maybe 15 people 15 feet from like where you could like step on it. But I didn't want to move, I'll tell you that. Fuck that. I mean, I probably could have like moved, you know? I mean, I'm sure if you were like somebody with a lot of experience, you'd just maybe, they probably had better shoes and just like said, what a pussy, man. And just walked off that thing. But I was afraid to move. I was afraid I was going to slide off the face of that thing. It was like this, like about like this. It wasn't like this. It wasn't an edge like this. It was like this. But when I got down there, it looked like this. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Frozen with fear. That's exactly what happened. I just thought, this seemed like the right thing to do would be to not try to move anymore for you to like fall off there. But just Google like people that slip off trails and shit like that. That pictured rocks in northern Michigan, 1 or 2 a summer. Last couple people that did it, one was like a girl with PhD, research scientist, was getting a selfie. Actually, some guys happened to be in a canoe or a kayak or a pontoon boat or something, saw her fall off. Got too fucking close to the edge. It's limestone. You know, she's probably looking around thinking, you know, this fucking, you know, these rocks been here for 10 million years. Let me scoot up to the edge, and it gave way. Happens a lot. Or you'll have like, look at pictured rocks. It's a national park. You'll go up there and they got video. It's like there'll be a trail. People have been walking on that thing since 1906. Then all of a sudden, one day, 50 feet of it crumbles into the Lake Superior. Where it crumbles, first of all, you get crushed by all the rock that you follow down there. Secondly, that water, the warmest it ever gets, 59 degrees. And thirdly, there's no place to grab onto in a lot of those places. It's sheer cliff. You're not swimming up and grabbing onto a tree. I mean, you're fucked if you end up down there, you know? Yeah. No, it sucks. You look at, it's about 4 years ago. Couple, Delgado was the guy's last name. Nice couple. Just started dating. Went out there in fucking kayaks. You know, you got to have a dry suit and a sea kayak and all sorts of shit and know how to turn that motherfucker around if you dumps your ass. They just had regular fucking kayaks. Found them both floating the next day. They said that the waves got up to 18 feet. Look at it. It's a couple drowns kayaking in. I felt bad for him. She was like a sweetheart lady, it seemed. I read her obituary and people that made comments. He seemed like a good guy. They were both professionals. Here, and they went up there. They said it was a beautiful day and just got out there fucking around. And you think, how could two smart people like this, sober, do something so stupid? Happens a lot, especially in airplanes. Airplanes. And when you're out there fucking around those places, no alcohol. None. Yeah, those ships are cool. I mean, I don't, as I get older, like I'd like a ship where I could just like sit in my like room with a view and just read. I don't want to be like sitting at a table, meeting people and all that shit, watching magic shows. It just doesn't interest me, you know? No, sure doesn't. I was on 2 Caribbean cruises, 1 Alaskan cruise. That was it, really. That's the only ones I went on. Yeah, and the Alaskan one I liked. I did, but that's the same shit. Sitting at a table, meeting all these fuckers, small talk. God damn, man. And I'll tell you this, too. I'm not knocking him, Tweety, because I know you like this cruise ship. And I wouldn't say that I'm definitely not a fine dining guy, but I do like good food. And I'm not saying I'm an expert in any way. But by the time I started going on cruises, I had like, you know, eaten at some pretty good places. And it could have been the cruise ships. It's definitely a good guess, particularly the Caribbean ones. But the Alaskan one was like upper level one. It's expensive. It was nice. I thought that food was shit. Minded me of Chinese buffets. And I didn't think anything was that great. It was just, you're on a fucking ship, it's canned and bullshit. And if you were like somebody that like worked at a Dollar General your whole life and you saved up and you went on a thing and you're used to eating it and stadium nachos and hot dogs at fairs and shit, the cruise ship may seem, but I think I had just been too far down the road with like actual good food. Like I didn't think you could even get a good taco on a cruise ship. It was all like Salisbury steak. Like they order a ton of it because there's 4,000 people on there, and like the dessert thing, like 80 different kinds of cake. Oh God, that salmon with pate. It's all the typical shit, like deviled eggs. I just wanted to kill myself. Yeah, it was an expensive cruise, the Alaska one. The food wasn't that great. You're getting like, they had seafood. Here's another thing too, and you know this, Tweety. If you've been to Alaska, the worst fucking place you can go in the world for fresh seafood is Alaska. That's no shit. You think you're just going to be pulling over to every roadside stand eating king crab. No, you're not. 95% of that stuff gets shipped to Seattle and is processed and then comes back to Alaska for sale. You just can't be a restaurant and jerk a fish out of the water and put it in the frying pan. No different in Alaska. I don't think any time I was in Alaska, I ever got anything but frozen fucking salmon. They're catching 200 million pounds a day right around the corner. Hey, Cindy. Yeah, watching the clock. Oh, really, huh? Yeah, China. Yeah, probably true. Yeah, it's true. No, I'm not kidding you. Yeah. You think I thought I was going up there. King crab legs. Here's another thing too. Like you go to Alaska, right? There's fucking that business is down, but this is before then. Or you go to Alaska, it's like you go to a restaurant, you're just dying for some fucking king crab legs. Of course, they're frozen. That's why they're red. They're boiled on the ship. You're not getting fresh king crab legs anywhere. You're not. So you get there and it's like you owned a nice restaurant, finally you're at a port. It's like, oh fuck, king crab legs. You go in there, you're in Alaska. It's like, yeah. You get the menu, king crab legs, like $270. It's like, what? You could get king crab legs for half as much in Toledo, Ohio, as you could get them in Alaska. It's just weird shit like that. King salmon, which is basically a delicacy. When that king salmon are running, you'll see 50 Learjets down there waiting for the first catches to fly them to New York and Seattle and Miami. Other than being a fisherman there or a resident with subsistence, where you can catch them, take them home, and cook them yourself. Now, if you know somebody there, that's different. I'm talking about going to a restaurant. You're fucked. It's a crazy world. It was crazy then when it came to Alaska. It's the worst place in the world. I got better seafood in Toledo, Ohio than I got in Alaska on any trip I'd ever taken there. And Barrow, that's a whole nother thing. When I was in Barrow, it was $11 for a shitty taco, $28 for a quarter orange juice, $400 a night for a crappy Airbnb. I stayed at the King Eider Inn. That's probably fucking $1,200 a night now. And another thing in some of these places too, like Barrow. If you're a normal person, don't go to Barrow. Nobody goes there except some kook like me. Really, it looks like the end of the world. There's nothing to do. I just wanted to experience it, right? You can get stuck in Barrow, even though you fly up there in an airliner, Air Alaska. The fog gets so bad they can't shoot approaches. You can get stuck in Barrow, no problem, for 2 weeks at like $400 a night in a dump, and a fucking tuna fish sandwich is $33. You'll be wanting to get out of there so goddamn bad after 2 days, you'll be ready to kill yourself. And all of a sudden, they keep delaying it, and you've racked up $4,000 with cheap shit you didn't even want to eat just to stay alive till you got the fuck out of there. No kidding. It didn't happen to me. Never happened. All one time, like maybe there's going to be a delay. Yeah, it's great. There's people that get stuck up there for 2 weeks all the time. No shit. Mm-hmm. Really did. But Alaska's cool. Yeah, it'd be a nightmare. And did you ever go? Have you done? Did you go to uh, the national parks around there? Did you check out all the parks, sweetie? While you were there, did you take excursions? Did you check out Fairbanks? Oh, here's another thing about Alaska too. You won't find more meth, crack, and heroin anywhere than you will in Fairbanks and Anchorage. And all Alaska towns have huge drug problems. I thought I was going to be going up there and fucking eating snow cones and fucking feeding moose out of my window. Crazy prostitution, too, in Anchorage. Swear to God. I'll tell you where else there's shit tons of fucking white trash living. I mean, lots. I'm talking about like Honey Boo Boo all around the goddamn thing. Mount Rainier. You look at beautiful Mount Rainier. I can't figure it out. You look at Mount Rainier, you look up, snow-capped, beautiful. I thought I was in fucking Louisville, Kentucky. Fucking broken down cars in the yard. Fucking windows, fucking duct tape over 100-year-old blinds. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that. A lot of areas with national parks, it's just like jammed with white trash. Now, it isn't like that in Red Lodge. It's not like there in West Yellowstone. Kalispell's not like that. The California parks aren't like that. But boy, some of those Alaskan ones, fuck. And Mount Rainier. Goddamn Honey Boo Boo. I'm not shitting you. You look at that show Cops. Fuck, they must have had 500 episodes of these wackos they pull over on a traffic stop, haven't had a license plate on this fucking car for like 22 years, and they're drunk. That kind of shit. Crazy drugs. Crazy drugs. Believe it or not, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan's crazy drugs. Munising, where Pictured Rocks is, huge drug problem. You got a 50% chance all your shit missing out of your car when you get up in the morning. That's not how it's marketed, though. It's like, see, the painted rocks, pictured rocks. Oh, yeah, fuck, yeah. Blue water, go up there with your family. Yeah. Yeah, sort of. Nuts. You been to Hawaii, Tweety? Hawaii's cool, too. If I want to get my clear water fix, I know this sounds crazy. I go to Pensacola or Jupiter. Clear water. Pensacola's got like Panama City Beach too. I mean, it's a bunch of, it's a party thing, but I mean, a lot of good places to eat. You got to really watch your rooms down there, though. They look good in the outside. They're dumps. Oh, really, honey? Yeah, I went to Maui. I only went there one time. That was all right. I saw Lindbergh's grave, all that shit. Yeah. I can tell you, like, just places you want to have good vacations. No shit. Go to Minot, North Dakota. Don't laugh, but Fort Wayne, Indiana. Lexington, Kentucky's beautiful. Tupelo, Mississippi's great. Oxford, Mississippi's great. Deadwood, South Dakota sucks now. And fucking Kevin Costner and his brother brought up everything. It's fucking wrecked. I like Omaha, Nebraska, believe it or not. Yeah. Havre, Montana. I think I might have been pronouncing that wrong my whole fucking life. I put it on a thing the other day. Like I guess I thought it was pho. That Asian cuisine. Some fucker was on here the other day, said it's like like you're saying fuck and then quit halfway through. It's like, I'll really be good at that. Let me say it to you. Pho. That's how you're supposed to pronounce it. I thought it was pho. The fuck don't you spell it like that then? PHO? What the fuck? But I think Havre, Havre, I think you're supposed to. But when I was out there, nobody called it that. Like I live in Tolliver County. Look it up. But it's spelled Taliaferro, pronounced Tolliver. It's like Army Corps of Engineers. Shit like that. Escargot is another one that gets slaughtered. Oh, what the faux? Oh, do you really? That makes sense, though. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I have been pronouncing it wrong. I don't give a fuck. I mean, it's not like I'll tell you, I can remember this like it was yesterday. Was on a date with a cute girl from a restaurant I used to go to. And she wanted to go over to Windsor, Ontario, and we went over there and I ordered escargot. That fucking bitch corrected me in about a half a second. Yeah, I ordered escargot. Fuck, what'd you expect from a goddamn drunken factory worker and a drugstore clerk? I didn't know what the fuck it was. But I learned a valuable lesson that day. I learned to point and let the fucking waitress pronounce it for you. She said, I think you mean escargot. It's like, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, but hard to believe. It doesn't bother me anymore. I mean, I'd like to pronounce words correctly, but, the fucking, I didn't know that was what the faux. I thought it was, pho. What the pho? Yeah. Well, that's how you find out that shit. To me, I know it's fucked up, but, that can turn you off on people. Yeah, it really can. I had one girlfriend for about 4 months, and I just started dating her. And there was a famous Irish bar, like a block over. They had great food too. They had legit culinary arts graduates. Good shit, even though it was and it was Dublin's, like Dublin, Ireland. And this is weird how this shit, you think about this fucking shit. You can get turned off on stupid shit, right? And she was a dental hygienist. Just had been divorced about 3 months. That was her kid who ended up there were two kids that played baseball. The one ended up going to Valparaiso. The other one they didn't think was going to be any good. Grew to 6'6", 240 pounds, ended up getting a full ride scholarship to Minnesota, got drafted as a sophomore, made it through all AAA, all that fucking shit, was San Francisco Giants, hit a fucking grand slam off in the third pitch, fucked his mind up, never made it. DJ Snelton's his name, Snelton. But anyway, she said she pronounced it Dublins, and it just kind of it wasn't just that, but it was enough of one more cog in the wheel. What a dumb bitch. Oh boy, you're lucky you're still alive. You're not still riding those motorcycles, I hope. Too dangerous, especially, and this is before texting. I drove an ambulance in Monroe for a year. I had 2 buddies get killed. Yeah, I know, and it's your time. Nah, I don't believe that. It's risk analysis. There's no. My second friend got killed, and then I drove an ambulance. I'm never getting on one of these fucking things again. No way. And I didn't. And that was before cell phones. Off the beaten track, yeah. I love South Dakota, but North Dakota better. Go to Minot. You're only 40 miles from the Canadian thing. You're just south of Antler, North Dakota. I mean, it's beautiful out there. Little towns, good food. All old people. Yeah, I mean, old people. Depends what you're doing, I don't really I don't mind small talk when I can get the fuck out of there. But I don't want to be sitting at a big round table talking about bullshit. Especially when they ask you what you did for a living. This PI thing. Oh, God. I'd be lying, say I was a fucking janitor or something. I know they just don't know about it and they're curious, but I just get tired of answering those questions because it wasn't like that. I did some of that work, but there's no money in that shit they make PI TV shows out of. You know, it's not. I did all fraud and surveillance and fucking trying to get fuckers bowling and shit like that. They want to know, right? It's always the same questions. What was your most exciting case? Did you ever think you were going to get killed? You know, shit like that. Yeah, small talk with strangers. Yeah. Yeah, no thanks. And then they you know, some just and it's those that entertainment's all right, but I wouldn't go see that shit not being on a cruise. I wouldn't mind going to like where they had famous writers or lectures about something or neurosurgery or something like that. I'd like to go on a neurosurgery cruise where I just sat in on their lectures. Even though I'm not into that field, I think it'd be cool. I'd like that. But just like magic shows and you know, you look at YouTube, there's some people that have some pretty good channels that are cruise ship musicians. And they all talk about just trying not to kill themselves 1 week into the job, but they sign like a contract. It sounds like terrible. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that like it, but if there are, why aren't they making YouTube videos? And I don't know how it is on cruise ships, but you know, that tipping, I don't mind tipping, but I'm getting tired of seeing a fucking envelope under my room every goddamn day. You know, stuff like that. Tweety, would you rate the food good overall? And all these rip-off trips, you know, you go to Jamaica and they braid the girl's hair and you eat some fucking jerk chicken. You know, it's all the same shit. Oh, I bet you do, yeah. Yeah, so fucking boring. Yeah, it was out of hand then. You know, and you always got some guy like about 4 feet tall that just like, you know, it's like such the sweetest fucking guy. You know, and you're just like, how much should I give this little fucker? And then they give you the recommendations and well, they don't pay him anything. You know, the cruise ship bullshit, because they're on international waters, there's some way out of it. And you get, you know, all these people from Bali, and it's basically slave labor. And they've contorted this stuff around to where these people have nothing going on in their home country. Like you never meet anybody cleaning cabins from Toledo, Ohio. You know, it's Bali or one of those fucking places where they make $1 a day. $60 extra per person. Oh, really? Interesting. No, yeah, I would too. I'd tell him something like that. You know, they fired that guy. He sued him. The Zamboni guy. Did you see that a couple years ago in Detroit? They said they caught him pissing or something, or it was a weird fucking story. It worked there like 50 years. I read that. You know, I read the articles up there. I keep in touch. The Zamboni guy. He did it for like eternity. No, crazy fucking expensive. No, you won't want to do that. No, I bet you won't. No, you can get fresh king salmon, wild caught, for 65% cheaper than you'll ever send it home for. First of all, they're going to nail you on the cutting it up and all that shit. Then they're going to fuck you on the freezing it, okay? And then it's got to be like air shipped because it's frozen fish. It's insanely expensive. It's crazy. And let's face it, other than like bragging, you caught this fucking thing, what difference does it matter where it came from? You're not going to want to do it when you see how much it cost. That salmon, king salmon's great, right? They got a problem up there with that now. They canceled the season. You know, they had problems with the crabs, queen and king, Opelio crab. And there was a problem with the king salmon. But I forget when that run is. You're going to shit when you see how much it costs to send home king salmon. And, you know, king salmon, it doesn't really make sense to freeze it, which is why there's 40 Learjets sitting up there waiting to fly it fresh. I'm telling you, it's insanely expensive. Yeah, 10 grand. Yeah, insanely expensive. That's it. Yeah, I believe that. Did you get much king salmon? How many pounds did you get? Oh, Philippines, yeah. You know, that's where a lot of customer service is, like for GoPro, Philippines. GoPro's customer service is fucking terrible. I like the camera, but I will never, and so is SanDisk now. I just switched to, not fucking Suzuki. What's that? Samsung. I just ordered some Samsung XD cards. Fucks SanDisk. What a fucking nightmare. And GoPro's worse. I'll never buy another GoPro camera again. I bought that new other fucking competitors at Pro-Am fucking 2. I haven't even used it. I've had it about 3 months. Got new batteries, all that shit. I get so pissed at GoPro. It's about $150 more, but it supposedly is takes better, longer nighttime star lapse and that kind of thing. Yeah. No, it's fucking terrible. They'll want to call you back. Yeah, their customer service sucks. And I'll tell you, don't give those motherfuckers your credit card number. They will rebill you for fucking ever, no matter what, for that bullshit insurance that you don't need. Get a damn prepaid Visa and buy your shit from them. Don't give them a legit bank account number or credit card. Anchorage sucks. Sure does. Yeah. No, it's been that way forever. Yep. There's a lot of go down. I'll tell you, I'm not saying it's the same, okay? But Tweety? Have you been to Savannah? Stay at that Marriott on the water. It's like $450 a night. That's the best you're going to get too. But man, is it nice? Watch these big ass ships come down the. Come down the. It's beautiful. It doesn't seem like big ocean-going vessels would look cool, but it does. They're huge. They go right by your room on the balcony. And there's like good places to eat. Just you don't have to drive. You know that fucking Marriott. They will rip your fucking ass off though. They will fucking charge you for everything. Fucking internet, 15 a night. Parking, 40 a night on top of your room. Oh, cool. Footage is corrupt. That fucking sucks. Probably got too hot. Or you had a bad SD card. I'll tell you one thing they don't tell you about GoPros, and I've learned this, because I'm fucking got a zillion GoPros, right? But when it's hot out and something you really want, do not fuck with 4K or 5.2K. That will corrupt that fucking card. 1080p. I've tried all scenarios. Also, I wish one thing they should do, they need to quit making those fucking things black. That's part of the problem. I've taken them, mounted them on my roof, and tested them under different scenarios, like even Michigan, Montana. The fucking overheat there too. No, the ship walking's killer there. Look at the Marriott on Savannah. Go down there for 2 or 3 days. Airport right there. Good food. No, it's super cool watching. No need to do shit. Yeah, 10. There you go. Yep, Marriott. Yeah, they will. They have 500 a night. Yeah, I believe that. It was a mid hotel. No, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I know you were definitely there. Yep, that's how all that Alaska stuff is. Mid hotel. That's exactly right. Yep. But Savannah's cool for a couple days. There's not really much to do. Tweety, have you been to Mackinac Island, Michigan? Have you been there yet? You would love that. You ought to get. That's where a lot of newlyweds. Are you getting married then? When? Good for you, Mac. You'd love Mackinac Island, Michigan. No, look at Mackinac Island. Look it up on the internet. Great, man. Love it there. They say it's for half deads and newlyweds. Yeah, Mackinac Island, Michigan. That's cool. Minot, North Dakota. That's good too. Canada's got a lot of beautiful places. Have you been to Toronto? Yeah, that's what the employees call it, half-deads and newlyweds, but it's nice. I don't know if you watched the movie Somewhere in Time that was filmed there. Don't stay at the Grand Hotel. Super fucking ripoff. When's the marriage date? When you guys getting married? And congratulations. Half-deads, newlyweds. You know, I've mentioned this before. So I'm up there that girl I told you, the one that couldn't pronounce Dublin's, called it Dublins. So I take her up to, congratulations. I take her up to Mackinac Island. And we get there and no cars allowed on the island. Bikes, and you ride around in horses, wagons, that kind of shit. And so on the way back, we take the horse wagon with our baggage. There's an airport there. You can fly yourself in. I flew us up there in a buddy of mine's airplane. I had sold mine. So we're there, and there's an older guy, and there's these young people. And when we got back, we were both going to file a flight plan, and we're all kind of sitting around. And this guy had a really young, cute girlfriend. Older guy, looked like an old pervert like me. I didn't think too much about it. And I was talking to the pilot. He was out of Tampa as a contract pilot, and this guy owned a Queen Air, a C-90, turboprop, nice, probably $1 million back then. That was 1998 or 1999. You can look it up on the internet, 1999. So we're talking, and it's a non-controlled field. And I was in a 172, and they were in this Queen Air, which fucking sucks gas up even idling. And we're kind of getting ready to taxi out, and I was ahead of him. And I said, why don't you go ahead of me? And he said, well, thank you. And I forgot what I did, pulled over on the side or on the grass or some shit like that. And they got ahead of me and they took off. And I took off right after them. Of course, that was a turboprop airplane. They were much faster. And we talked for about 100 miles south, air to air, just different bullshit. Well, when we were at the airport, you know, I was talking to this guy about his experience, all that kind of shit. So no big deal, fun kind of, you know, you do this a lot at airports. So about 3 days later, you know, I was living down there. A guy called me from, you know, I had lived down in West Palm Beach. A guy called me and he said, hey, did you hear about the Queen Air that crashed in West Palm Beach? It's like, nah, I didn't, you know, it's like I was kind of out of touch. I wasn't living there at the time. I was in Chicago. He said they had been to Mackinac Island in the article. It's like, you're kidding. It's like, what? He said, yeah. And I had told him, I had talked to some people that were flying in a fucking turboprop, you know, that were in Mackinac Island, and they were going back to Florida, Boca Raton, which was further south. He said, yeah, there was 13 of them, which was about right. And they all got killed. They'd actually ran out of fuel, probably woke up when the engines quit, called to make an emergency landing at Palm Beach, which was, you know, about 50 miles north of where they were planning on going. Just the fucking guy did a great job. Just clipped the corner of a wholesale pool warehouse storage facility. The right gear. Flipped the fucker upside down. Didn't catch on fire because they were out of fuel. Killed all 13 of them. As it turns out, it was a hair transplant surgeon from Manalapan, and that was his office manager, 23, he was having an affair with. And it was super sad because what he had done, they had great sales. He had a few locations of these hair transplant things, and he was taking them up there for a Labor Day celebration at his expense. And when they did the final analysis of the plane crash, they did, you know, overloaded, too much fuel, bags, you know, and obviously they fucked up by falling asleep. But I'll tell you what happened. This is just my opinion. You get up to Mackinac Island, man, and Even though you can rent bikes and ride horses and stagecoaches and shit like this, you walk your fucking ass off. And they probably were just exhausted. And, you're in an airplane. I've had this happen before. You're fucking tired. You're not used to walking. People do it in Chicago all the time, too, in the Magnificent Mile. You get in this airplane. It's warm. The hum of the engines. It's fucking boring. They stopped in Pontiac and got fuel, which was about 160 miles south. And still ended up running out of fuel. Killed every fucking one of them. You can look it up. Manalapan doctor killed 1999. It was in September. Yeah, it just goes to show you never know. We're super nice people. They were all nice. God, but it just all those young lives killed. And that young, damn poor girl having an affair with this old lech loses her fucking life. And there were a lot. I followed it later, and I checked the court records. Yeah, there were a bunch of lawsuits, which is, it's a great negligence lawsuit. When you run out of fuel, I mean, it doesn't get any better for negligence. And there was a contract pilot. You could have sued them. Of course, you sued the doctor. I don't know how those cases ever settled, but it was a fucking nightmare. And I later read an article about the guy's ex-wife. Ex, but, he was dead. They didn't need to get divorced. And she seemed like a fucking sweet lady that was just shocked by the whole goddamn thing. But, God, you just never know, I guess, huh? And this guy had like fucking 4,000 hours in a King Air, and it was a $10,000 pilot. I mean, but got fucking tired. Make one fuck up decision, and you kill yourself and all 12 people riding with you. Yeah, never forget that. Yeah, Dr. Constantine, Pete Chambers. Yeah. Oh, another thing too. The doctor, I talked to him too. I said, "Do you have your pilot's license?" He said, "No, my wife doesn't really want me to fly." She said it's too dangerous. And when he went to the bathroom, and I was kind of talking to the contract pilot, and the guy, he didn't really say this, but if you read between the lines, he said that doctor was a fucking pain in the ass. He always wanted to ride in the right front seat, like a co-pilot. And he was always bringing up stupid shit, like you should do this, you should do that. And he didn't like it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I read that, man. I mean, I think just my opinion, I think that guy's got like major psychiatric issues. I actually checked him out, like PI style, because I just didn't believe somebody that talked so fucking nutty was actually what he said he was, but he was. Chinese guy out of Los Angeles. Yeah, but I think I think he's schizophrenic. And I think he's got a contact. He's got somebody pushing him, because those videos are like, okay. But like his third video got like fucking 9 million views or something. Bullshit. Not for fucking walking Gooby and Scooby along a fucking pond. I mean, something is off there. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah, I think he's schizophrenic. Yeah, he quit. And you know what really made me think he was full of shit is he was a neurosurgeon, right? And try and find me a neurosurgeon that does brain surgery on Monday and spinal surgery on Tuesday, which he mentioned in one of his earlier videos. And I thought, bullshit. Both are like heavy duty super specialties. You're doing one or the other. Now, you may be assisting or observing, but as it turns out, yeah, but I'll bet you money. I could be wrong about this. I'll bet you money that motherfucker got fired. I'll bet he was a fringe doctor, did some weird shit, and can't find employment. There's on average about 3,000 certified, board certified, practicing neurosurgery doctors in the country. 3,000, that's all. in the whole fucking country. That's a small world. You're going to continuing education with the same fucking people all the time. And even though you're in, fucking Poughkeepsie and your buddy is in LA, everybody's going to the same yearly meetings. Everybody's joining the same bullshit. Everybody's probably getting their malpractice from the same place. And it's a small group of people, 3,000 people. But once word gets out on you about being a fruitcake, I bet he was terminated. Yeah, because the reasons he's claimed that he couldn't help everybody. I mean, that's the essence of being a doctor. No kidding. By the time you're going to a neurosurgeon, you're going to help him as best you can. That's the name of the game. It's just something's very odd there. You remember that doctor, that orthopedic surgeon that was on those crime shows for stalking his Kokomo? He had an office, I think. Stalking his girlfriend, got 5 years in prison. He did his residency at Rush. If you Google it, doctor, you will have known about this. Doctor goes to prison for stalking girlfriend. If you said his name, super fucking bright guy. One of like 5, wrote a couple books that were excellent. Is one of like 5 guys that climbed all these mountain peaks around the world. And then falls in love with this fucking wacko. And I'll tell you, I think he got fucked too. I think he got drunk, maybe had a drug problem, and was like talking this shit to this fucking broad that was not that good looking. And, she who knows what happened, but I don't think that guy ever planned on killing his fucking wife. It's the same with these hayseeds that they convicted of trying to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan, who Trump's thinking of pardoning. If you followed that case and you listened to those guys and you knew their back, I don't think they were capable of fucking shoplifting a bag of oranges, much less kidnapping Gretchen Whitmer. I think they got a hold of that. The guys were running their mouth. They were talking that shit like they were going to do it. And that's all you got to do. You don't need to really do it. You can be one of the 3 stooges. And when you start telling people and they tape you or get undercover agents that you're going to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer, doesn't matter if you're kidding or not, it can lead to a conviction. Well, Trump's thinking of pardoning him now. She complained about it on the news the other day. I don't think those guys were capable of. They're just fucking white trash, stupid, big mouth idiots. But that doctor in Indiana, there's no fucking way that guy meant to kill his wife. But before you know it, he's got this big fat ugly bitch. I can't figure that out too. Must have been some fetish shit that smells of fish. Maybe he was fucking around. Gets the cops to wiretap or some shit, or she wears a wire. And he tells his story about wanting to kill his wife and dumping her body. Well, he'd written books on, those weren't the books that were published. He was going to write a book on fiction. I think the guy was just drunk, talking shit, or she was finger banging herself. He found out she really got off to something fucking's not right. There's no way that guy would seriously tell this bimbo if he was really planning on killing his wife. But he got out of that and then got busted for stalking her later. Ended up getting his fucking, once you lose your hospital privileges, you're fucked. And he should be getting out about now. If you looked up his name, somebody could look that up. Doctor, orthopedic surgeon. He had 3 offices, was making $1 million a year. And that whole fucking thing came unglued. Super smart. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You sure do. Those fucking people are 36 years old before they get their first paycheck. Yeah, that's exactly true. But there's a big difference between spinal surgery and brain surgery. Brain surgery is the creme de la creme. Yeah. But they're all like, those are super coveted, like residencies and shit. You got to be like, have it all. They're super bright people. But that he was an orthopedic surgeon. He went to Rush. I'll look it up. As a fucking doctor. He should be out now. It was on all those crime shows. And it was bullshit. That fucking guy wasn't going to really kill his wife. The hell is his name? Indiana doctor. You should know about this. Doctor stalked wife. And there was another one down in Indiana, that Amish area. He was a ophthalmologist. They were ballroom dancers, and they claimed he was fucking overbilling fucking Medicaid or some shit. And anyway, he lost his hospital privileges, and they wrote a big, paid for it. It was right down around Goshen. Paid for it, ran a big full-page explanation, and he shot her in the head and killed himself. They said their life was just fucked. Gregory Conrath is his name. Thank you. Yeah, Gregory. That's an interesting story. That fucking guy that was all just drunken talking bullshit. Or she was finger banging herself on the phone. There's lots of people that end up in prison that are just fucking talking crazy shit, some sexual fetish or something. He had it fucking made, man. But she got him fucking, talking about this fucking bullshit. And it cost him his career. And I could be wrong too, but I don't think so. Same with the Richard Wetner. I mean, if you met these guys, this would be like Laurel and Hardy planning on fucking drowning Donald Trump. They're drunk. They said, hey, we got these two fucking weird guys. One's skinny, one's fat. They're talking about drowning Donald Trump. So you get the FBI. They start tapping the phones. Yep, Laurel just called Hardy. They're going to drown Donald Trump, try and, run him off the road. You get charged. It gets all over the media. You look like super sleuths. Looks like the Michigan State Police were like, wow, they are really protecting our governor. Yeah, well, read between the fine lines. Yeah, read between the fine lines. Yeah, bullshit. Kidnap fucking Gretchen Whitmer. Fuck. Well, anyway, Trump says he's going to pardon him. He just pardoned some other guys that got nailed on letting some sharks go in a fishing net, like 17 sharks over there. I don't believe that all is true. Some of these pardons, man, are fringe. I mean, he picks Kennedy as this guy is a fucking moron, a clown. I mean, he's done some whacked out fucking shit. I agree. And you haven't seen the end of him and Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Two fucking big power pricks. You knew that wasn't going to last long. I predicted that long ago. They said, well, they just went their separate ways. Yeah, right. I bet they were throwing fucking goddamn staplers at each other. The Secret Service had to intervene. And now you knew that fucking Elon Musk was, he's got no reason. When you got that kind of money, it's the same kind of crazy shit I talk. I don't need to worry about a job. I'm not running for August. He doesn't give a fuck. He can say anything he wants. There's no consequence. Except with the Tesla stockholders, which I don't know whether he quit mushrooms or what, but I think this fucker finally saw the light and you need to shut the fuck up. When you own a company and you're trying to manufacture cars that liberals buy. I don't know whether his Jewish psychiatrist got through to him or what. But he's probably right. I mean, he's smart enough to realize that, some of these Trump ideas are just fucking bizarre. Oh, did you, Cosmic? Wow. How many rolls? I get that 1,000 sheet stuff. I know that's went up quite a bit. I saw her in person. I met her in person. She's fat, actually. You can tell they wrench her down with the fucking girdle and, paint her face. They use a lot of that foundation. If she ever does one of those like naked, no makeup days, like these actresses are doing, you wouldn't recognize her. I mean, they spend a lot of time on her. No, she's actually a real beefy, heavy-set woman. Big hands, big forearms, big ass. You know, you hear guys talking about how big her tits are. They probably are, but they're not. You know, they're like, she could tie them in a knot, and her hair looks like steel wool, spray painted black and blow dried. She's not like an attractive woman. You know, she's got a real problem now. You know, she visited Trump before she knew that he was going to let these guys go that supposedly were going to kidnap her. Yeah, I know exactly why. Term limits. She's at her age, there's nowhere to go. The fucking Democratic Party at her age, she can fucking forget it, man. There's no Democrat that's going to. I'm surprised Biden didn't zap her up. I think that's what she was counting on. So, like Kennedy and a bunch of these other people, they jumped ship. Kennedy needed the fucking money. And I think, although Gretchen may not need the money, she'd like it. And, you know, Trump really gets off on this shit, getting hardcore Democrats to see the light and come his way. And it was a perfect setup, but I don't think he wanted her. And she's in a real dilemma now. She's not going to be the governor any longer when this term limit runs out. Democrats are fucked. What do you do when you're 53 and you need a job and you're not governor anymore? That same bimbo Harvard Law School grad before her, she damn near bankrupted Michigan by herself. What the hell is her name? Good looking broad. Jennifer Granholm had the same problem. I mean, at their age, you know, you got one more bite at the apple and maybe jumping ship. And she's kind of, you know, painted herself into a corner. She went for broke, and this is an example when things don't work out. Yeah, skinny feels. Yeah, so it's interesting. I see Trump pardoned the murder charges against a Michigan state trooper. You know, they got a militant, liberal, lunatic, fucking dyke female attorney general in Michigan that just charges everybody for bullshit. I had a guy that used to work for me a long time ago. You can look him up, Matt Maddock, Maddock. He keeps in touch with me. I don't really, you know, go up talk to him. I will if he calls. Hardcore Republican. He's like the floor leader or something for the fucking Republicans. Him and his wife are both big time Republicans. And that attorney general charged his wife with falsifying fake names on a Trump petition about a year ago. I talked to him about 2 months ago, and he told me it's cost him $50,000 already. And she's very good at that. She goes around, you know, they've got one of those in Richmond County here in Georgia. You know, these militant, crazy liberals that are anti-police. They have them in Seattle, Eugene, Oregon. They're going around always with the radar on, looking to charge police officers for bullshit, for doing their jobs. Yeah, there's no cop, unless he's just an absolute psycho, and I'm not saying there's never been one, that gets up in the morning in their 40s that just decides to ruin their whole career and go to prison for the rest of their life intentionally. Bullshit. No way. So Trump just dismissed murder charges. I mean, do you really think cops are going out there trying to murder? Okay, maybe negligence. You hit the gas instead of the brake. You grabbed the real gun instead of the fucking taser. You were in reverse instead of drive. You got a little too aggressive on a pit maneuver. Okay, I'm with you. Accidents happen. But murder? No. But when that's how you get elected, and that's what your platform is, anti-aggressive cops, and you're fringe to begin with, you charge police officers. Gets a shit ton of fucking headlines. It's like, wow, they're really looking out for us. They're charging police with murder. But they're really lunatics that shouldn't be in those jobs. I uploaded a video today about shrimpers down in New Orleans getting fucked. Oh, yeah, what a terrible. That is embarrassing. I hope you leave that fucking state. You've got the worst governor in the world. What a shithole. Seattle. You know, you got these beautiful mountains and the Pacific Ocean and the coastline, and then you got the fucking politics. Get the hell out of there. You're going to move, I hope, aren't you? Same with New York and California. You have to be out of your fucking mind to live there. If you can, I mean, you may be trapped like a lot of people. You can't leave, but you would if you could. Fuck that place. Texas, atta girl. Oh, you're going to fit in. Now, Texas, they're kind of the other extreme. You know, but it's better than Seattle. Better than Seattle. Did you pick your gun rack out for, put in the back window of your pickup yet? Oh, Texas. Oh, good. Yeah. No, Texas. No, Texas is like, I think they're a little racist. There's some weird shit that goes on in that place. Yeah, but overall, it's better. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to start breeding Texas Longhorns. You know, actually, I've been talking to some people out there. I'm doing reverse genetic selective breeding, trying to bring them back to the original Texas Longhorns instead of making them designer cattle, you know, with the world's longest horns and colors and that kind of bullshit. Texas Longhorns. I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, good for you, Texas. Don't be telling these YouTube fucking wackos what city you're in either. You know, I banned that fucking Laura just the other day under another ID. She still comes on here, you know, trying to worm her way in, but two people tipped me off it was her, so I canned her fucking ass. So don't be like telling where you work or where your fiance works or none of that shit. Be careful, like filming locally, or she'll figure it out. Just start doing weird shit. She goes by the name Janet Dickerson, too. Yeah, Janet Dickerson. I just blocked her the other day. Yep, a fucking weirdo. Yeah, good for you. Are you have you got that good Texas brisket? Have you got some of that good brisket? They use actually chuck roast a lot, which is why you don't see it named brisket. They have great. They're really into that great. They really got that meat thing down. No, they got it down. Yeah, they really do. It's good. Yeah, excellent. You know, and good sides. You know, brisket used to be just a cheap meat, not anymore. I just ate at a Mission barbecue place the other day. Man, was it good. I talked to the manager. He took me back in the kitchen, showed me a bunch of shit. You know, I'm always trying to like figure it out. I don't really do too much of it anymore. But I'm interested in cooking and how they do things. Good night, Cosmic. Thanks for coming on. Morning workout. Go, you go, girl. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Check out that king salmon shit. You'd be better off buying it after somebody else shipped it. You can get it fresh, too, at places. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts what they charge for that shit. If you guys ever have a chance to get king salmon, man, try it. You don't even want to put anything on it. No butter, salt and pepper. It's so damn good. Fresh king salmon. I mean, the real legit king salmon. Like the Copper River kind. Oh, good night, Tweety. Congratulations. You party on. Glad you got out of Seattle. Place sucks. Change your driver's license and everything. Good for you. It's got it in your rear view mirror. I'm sure a lot of people like to get out of there. They keep electing those Looney Tunes, though. Yeah, you didn't fit in there. You wanted to work, and you like men. Crazy. It's, what is it? No, it's 1 inch of rain. What? I got to roll my damn windows up. When? What the fuck is this? We weren't supposed to get any of this. You know, that's one thing around here, man. It's like you got this moist air, and we're, you know, Florida's right down to the south. But most of the weather comes from like the Birmingham area. I got to roll up my windows. I've had that happen a couple times. It makes your car like smell. Let me see when this motherfucker says this. Oh, not till 11 a.m. See, we weren't supposed to get any rain like that, but it can change in a couple hours. Yeah, I'll change it. I'll change it when I sign off. It rains like a motherfucker down here. I love the rain. I got the, you know, I designed this thing, not like it's some big, great, beautiful design. It's a bachelor pad. You know, I showed you my piano today. I got my mattress on the floor because I'm fucking with that bed. I want to get a little longer screws. I didn't put my bed back together yet. I like sleeping on the floor, kind of, except when I got to get up. Well, I'll tell you, that's right. You can tell I'm getting older. Sleeping on the floor, you know, instead of just sliding off and standing up. Fuck. It's crazy. Yeah, well, if you guys can think of some good topics to talk about, let me know, will you? Because I'd really like to do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. We could party. And, you know, I don't monetize them, so you don't need to be on eggshells about, you know, talking about something or dirty words or something. It's not worth it. Yes, when a kid, you could like, I see little kids sleeping and babies, like in these positions. And it's like, yeah, now there is some good sleep. Yeah, blankets, yeah, it's fun. It's crazy. I've had my sleep schedule down pretty good lately. Yeah, it was good to see Tweety. Do you ever go on Tweety's channel? She's like an expert at cruises. No, that's how I feel. Yeah, getting out of bed, you know, when a mattress is on the floor, it's kind of like that for me. I'm living a true dream bachelor life. I really am. I sip whiskey. I go listen to classical music on the couch, piss off the front porch, lay on the mattress in the living room, roll out of bed and start playing the piano. I get it fucking made. Is anybody jealous? Mm-hmm. The trees are like grown in quite a bit thicker this year along the road than they did before. You can't really see. I asked Marty, you know, the dirt road's like a little ways out. You could see me on the couch. He said, like, barely. I see one of my girlfriends came over here the other day riding her horse. I saw the horse prints up around my porch, and whoever it was went and got water out of the spigot. And Marty said he saw the horseshoes down near the pond. Once you post these signs here, like these signs, you can't get sued once they enter the property. So I let them ride around here, go fuck around. It's better than walking on the road. It's nice, man. Fuck, if you had a horse, perfect. They can even go swimming if they want their horse. Nobody ever does. I'm not quite sure why. I got like maybe a handful, like 60-year-old women that ride a lot, come by here. You know, I like them to take advantage of it if they can. It's almost all women riding these horses. I hardly ever see men. That's a lot of bullshit with horses. Put them in a trailer, drag them out to that state park, ride them around. Yeah, it wouldn't be for me. Yeah, but it's good that they're using the thing for water. It's weird though. Like I say, half the people, their horses don't want to drink water, even though it's hot out. And I didn't realize it when I put that water drinker out there, but it's a long ways from water to where they're at here. I would think everybody want to use it all the time in the summer. They're not getting any water anywhere near here besides here. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to sign off. Try to get to bed by 2, get up about 9. So thanks for coming on. I hope you guys have a good day. And remember, if you can think of anybody that would be a good to interview or wants to come up and talk, that'd be great. Yeah, thanks for coming on, my enemy. You party on. Stephanie was a little tired tonight. We'll do one this week though. I'm going to Hilton Head Thursday night. I'll spend the night there Thursday and come back Friday morning. So it'll be like Friday or Saturday. Cool. Well, take care, everybody. You guys party on, and hope you have a good day tomorrow. And Ypsilanti, Cindy. Wish you'd quit riding those motorcycles. Yeah, they're too dangerous. I think they are. Hate to see her get bucked up on one of those. All right, guys, take care. Party on.